What's going on, guys? Welcome on back to Matt DIY. So today's video, actually, let me back up. I was thinking this week, I'm like, what kind of video are we going to put out for this weekend? What projects? I don't really have any projects going on, things like that. So I thought, what could we do? I came up with an interesting idea. So a lot of times I get asked, hey, Matt, what kind of car would you recommend? What brand? What kind? Do you drive? Would you recommend that I buy? Things like that. What's reliable? And obviously, guys, this comes down to everyone's opinion and things like that. So I can only speak to what I've worked on or what I've dealt with and things like that, and what I've had good experiences with, and I can share them with you. So I thought it'd be interesting to do a video of what car does Matt DIY drive, right? What is my daily driver, and what do I drive on a daily basis and have for the past 6 years now, or actually, probably since I started driving, I've never drove a different brand. So to give you guys a little hint. But anyways, I thought it'd be cool to do a video on what do I drive. So I'd show you my car and kind of go over it and show you like what condition it's in, things like that, why I like it and stuff like that. And then stick around towards the end because we're actually going to do a giveaway, partnering with Super Clean once again. I'm going to do a little bit of a contest towards the end and give away some products for the winner of the contest that we actually do here related to Matt DIY's car. So without further ado, let me flip you around, show you what my daily driver is, and why I would recommend the brand. All right, guys. So yes, here she is. So there's a couple things you guys should know. Number one, I do not like debt. So I do not have any fancy car with a fancy car payment and things like that. I am not that type of person. I'd rather have something that gets me from point A to point B reliably, and I don't have to pay $700-800 a month for it. That is just not who I am. So anyways, here is my 2010 Volvo XC90 SUV. And as you can see, for 2010, it is in really good condition. And guys, I absolutely love this car. So when people ask me, hey, you know, what brand of vehicle do you recommend, or what type of vehicle do you recommend? That depends on a lot of factors, guys. I mean, I've worked on a lot of different cars, so I can, you know, kind of give you an idea of what I've experienced and what family members have experienced. But I've also got to figure out, hey, are you a at-home DIY garage person? Are you going to be working on your car? Are you not working on your car? Those things come into play. Most people I talk to, I actually do not recommend a Volvo to them, for the one simple reason that most people don't work on their own cars. If they did, and if you're on this channel, you probably do, then I would highly, highly recommend a Volvo, because if you can do the simple maintenance on these, which, guys, it's simple. It's not that hard. You will have a car that will last you as long as you want to drive it, and probably longer than that. They are just built incredibly well, and I would highly, highly recommend them. But if you're somebody I know who's not going to be working on your cars all the time and things like that, and relies on a mechanic or a dealer to do work, guys, for whatever reason, a lot of mechanics won't even work on a Volvo. They just kind of, I don't know, they don't understand them. It's not an American car, you know. It's not a Toyota, it's not a Honda. So there's just some different things to consider there. So you're most likely, if you have something major that goes wrong or something like that, you're dealing with the dealer. And when you're dealing with the dealer, things can get expensive. So most of the time, if you don't work on your car, I'm not going to recommend a Volvo to you. But if you do work on your own car and you don't mind a little DIY, I would highly, highly, highly recommend a Volvo. So anyways, now that I have that aside, what I would recommend to you guys, again, you know, daily driver, something reliable, get yourself a Honda or a Toyota. You can drive that thing without any issues all day long and you'll be good to go. But for me, and since I started driving, I've only driven and owned Volvos, and I kind of got into them by accident. My first car was kind of a cheap project with my dad, and you know, cheap $600 car I think it was, and we rebuilt the head gaskets and stuff like that, and I really got to liking it. And that car had 280,000 miles on it when I sold it. That was a 96 Volvo 850. This one, this 2010 XC90, I'm not going to tell you the mileage just yet, but I am going to show you the car. So let's go ahead and walk around. So I'll give you guys kind of the view around the whole entire car. And like I said, for 2010, as you can see, it is in pretty good condition. You can see reflections, and I haven't even cleaned it recently, but it's it looks pretty good. So why do I like this thing so much, and why do I like the brand? Well, it's simple, guys. They are they're interesting, they're different. They've got some quirks, like if you want to read the computers or do anything with like codes and things like that, you kind of have to have the Volvo software. If you don't, it's kind of going to be a wild goose chase to figure out what's wrong with them. And to me, that's a little bit of the charm. So I've got the software where I can get in there, talk to the car, and see what's going on. So it's kind of interesting. But also, they're just very reliable. I have this particular car here, I've been driving for 6 years, going on 7, and it has never let me down whatsoever. I don't have any payments on this thing. I own it fully outright, and as you can see, it is in great condition with a little maintenance. Actually, I have newer brakes and tires on it too. With a little maintenance, guys, this thing is going to last me probably as long as I want to drive it. So I'll show you the interior too, and you can see that once again it's in great condition. No rips in the seats. Got some wear here and there, but I do take pretty good care of it, and you know, condition the leather and things like that. But I do not abuse the vehicle. I try not to anyway, because I want it to last me plenty of time. And that door's locked. But I just love the reliability. That's one main thing. This actually has the special screens in the rear if you have children and stuff like that. It's got the DVD package. There's the back seat, pretty clean. Almost no one ever sits back here because it's mostly for me and my wife driving this thing. And then I'm going to go ahead and open the back end for you. And I've got a little WeatherTech mat in here, but underneath that I've also got the third row seats that you can fold up. And this thing will have third row seats. You can seat 7 people in here fully. But I mean, main reason is just reliability for me. I mean, I can hop in this thing, go just about anywhere, and I'm pretty confident it's going to get me there. No trouble whatsoever. And number 2, and this is probably the biggest one compared to other cars I've driven, is just the comfort. If you've never driven a Volvo before, or more of a luxury car, maybe like I'm trying to think of what it compares to. Maybe like Mercedes, or I don't know, Lexus or things like that. They're just a little bit more refined. The Volvo, I would say, is, I mean, technically they're a luxury brand, but they're also kind of like a crossover in my opinion. So you can get a pretty nice riding car for without the luxury prices, unless you buy new, of course. Everything's expensive. But this particular vehicle, the 2010 XC90, it is so comfortable, guys. I've taken multiple road trips in this thing, and the seats are just absolutely insanely comfortable. I mean, it's hard to show you on video, and you can kind of see, like, they're pretty plush, right? They got a lot of give, and they kind of just hug you. Like when you're sitting in these things, it's kind of like you're getting a hug. And you can adjust them all different ways. Got heated seats, of course, all that, and it's just comfortable. And the road noise is very limited. It rides very smooth, very easy to drive, very good view out the front. Like, you can see everything out of the windshield. It is very very easy to see, and limited blind spots and all that. So it's just in my opinion, this is one of the best vehicles that Volvo ever made. It's not one of the best vehicles ever made, period. I mean, if you get on any car, cars for sale website or something like that, you're going to see lots of these for sale. Upwards of 250,000 miles that are still running all day long. No issues whatsoever. And once again, I'm not telling you the mileage just yet, but I am telling you that this is a 2010. So that is what Matt DIY drives, guys. It is a 2010 Volvo XC90. Not most people's dream car or anything like that, but me, I honestly wouldn't want to drive anything else. if this thing ever does die, I'm probably going to turn around and get another one. But let me just show you under the hood too, because this will help you out with the contest portion, probably. Alright, so here's under the hood. Again, 2010. And look how clean it is under here. But I will give a shout out for super clean, because without that, this car under the hood would not look quite like this. I'd say about once a year at least, I get out the super clean. Usually after wintertime in the spring, and just give this thing a good soaking and pressure washing and keeping it nice and clean and the grease off of things and stuff like that. So I do maintain this pretty meticulously, I guess you'll say. Change the oil about every 5,000 miles with full synthetic, and I change the transmission fluid about every 30,000 miles, give or take. And my transmission fluid on this thing is red as can be when I change it, so I keep it in good shape. So that's under the hood. Again, pretty clean. So guys, I mean, I absolutely love this thing. So if anyone, hope this answers the question of what I drive and why I drive it. And so comfortable. Like, I'll just shut the door. I do have the windows a little bit tinted, which is nice. There's the dash. Again, I mean, it's straight out of 2010. Actually, for 2010, this is probably even a little outdated, because Bluetooth and things were coming out at that point. This thing does not even have Bluetooth. It's got an aux jack. Nothing special. I mean, the basics. Me personally, I still like knobs, so it's still got the knobs and everything there. Basic radio, things like that. It does have Sirius built in, but mine broke, so I added a Sirius external. And there is the dash for you guys as well. So that's kind of the overview of the car. Again, I just love the reliability. Besides keeping the maintenance up, I've really never had this thing have a major issue. And the funny thing is that the engine is actually, it is manufactured partially, at least partially, by Ford, designed by Ford and Volvo, because Ford owned Volvo for a period of years, and has some influence. So that's interesting. It's kind of like it's kind of a Ford engine, made it to a Japanese transmission, but the rest of the car is made by Volvo, and they did one heck of a job in making a solid vehicle that is reliable and super comfortable. I can't express that enough. If you want to take a long trip and you want something comfortable, this car is definitely one to look at. And I will say that when I take folks on trips or things like that, maybe drive a Ford or a Chevy or a Honda or a Toyota, and they get in here, it's like, wow, the suspension feels a little comfier and the seats are a little bit comfier, and it just has a different feel than some of those other cars. So but yeah, that's it. That's my 2010 XC90 that I drive daily, and will probably continue to drive daily from this point on until something changes. All right, guys, so all that being said, again, if you're looking for a great car and you want my personal recommendation, go for the Toyota, the Honda, maybe even a Ford if you want a reliable vehicle. It depends on the model for Ford. But I'd say Toyota or Honda, you can't go wrong. But if you don't mind wrenching a little bit and doing some of your own work, Volvo right here is a great option, especially between the period of about 2000, I'll say like 1998 all the way up through 2014, which when they stopped building this series of XC90, which is the P2 platform. Great vehicles, pretty much great engines across the board if you avoid the T6, but the straight 6-cylinder, the 3.2, which is in this, and also the 2.5T, 2.5 turbo, great engines and transmission combos. If you maintain them, like I said, they will outlast as long as you want to drive it. It's just a great platform. So with all of that said, I know I showed you the car. The competition here is going to be to guess the mileage on my 2010 back there. So person who can guess the mileage closest, higher or lower, is going to win a set of super clean products. I'm not 100% sure what they're sending me just yet, but stay tuned for that. But we're going to keep this contest open for 7 days. So this video will come out on Sunday, and then 1 week from Sunday to the following video, we'll keep the contest open. Comment down below the mileage you think is on the 2010 XC90 back there. I think I did a pretty good job of showing you the interior and exterior, so you can see, and just guess the mileage. And whoever's closest, we're going to send out some super clean to them to say thanks for watching and sticking around on the channel. And they're just good products in general. You're going to really like them. So not technically sponsoring the channel, but we are partnering with them just for some demos and things like that. So whoever comments the closest mileage on the XC90 is going to win some super clean products. All right, guys, and to end this video, I thought I'd show you one of my favorite parts of this vehicle. So on the back, and I've never seen any other vehicle designed quite like this, you've got your hatch, right, that opens up, but you've also got the tailgate. So if you lift up here, fold this down, you got a place where you can sit down. And where this comes really in handy for me is like if I go to the beach or something like that, I could sit back here, change your shoes, whatever, wipe off your feet, and you don't get crud in the car and things like that. And then also, if you're like loading groceries or loading cargo in general, you can put this down, slide them right in, no issue whatsoever, and then just fold this right back up when you're done. I think this is one of the best designs that Volvo ever had in their cars. It's just a great little thing and a great little bench. Heck, you want to park it somewhere, watch some fireworks? I don't know, but it's great to have. So anyways, comment down below your mileage guess. We'll pick the winner after the week runs out, and I will follow up with you to notify you, get your shipping information, stuff like that. I'll also announce on the channel in the next video. But guys, I appreciate you watching. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Comment down below, let me know what you think about my car recommendations, or if you would ever buy a Volvo based on my recommendation. I'd highly recommend that you do. If you ever get a chance to buy a used vehicle and you're like me and you don't want to pay that kind of money for car payments and new cars and things like that. So give it a like, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you like videos like this or want to stick around for whatever projects I decide to get into, which I'm looking for new ones all the time. So more on that soon. But anyways, guys, subscribe to the channel if you want to stick around for things like that. Always appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, always remember to get out there, do it yourself.